Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Auphanim. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you could, please click that like button, turn it into a rocket, and send it to the moon. So, Stellar XLM. It's not going to make people rich. It's going to make people wealthy. Wealthy. In my humble opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and I only speak for myself. But all the research points towards generational wealth. And I don't think people understand the difference between rich and wealthy. But before we get into that, let's just take a look at a few of the businesses and institutions that are building on Stellar, that are apart from the typical banks that we talk about, that are separate from big institutions like Visa that we typically speak on here on the channel. Let's take a look at some others that are on their list on their website, stellar.org, of entities who are or institutions who are building on Stellar, and the impact that they are going to have and the implications of such. All right. So you have one business here called D-Transfer, and it says make international business payments instantly. Make international business. How much money is B2B, cross-border remittances? $75 trillion. You can't possibly think that this is the only entity that's going to be assisting in making international business payments. And even a modicum of a small amount of $75 trillion is going to send that price to the moon, as people say, whether they like it or not. Nothing is going to stop it. Nothing. Nothing. You, nor I, nor any of the any singular entity out there is going to stop the new financial system from taking place. It's just a matter of who's going to rule the new financial system. Is it going to be the legacy system, which is fighting hard right now to gain control over DeFi, to gain control over the new financial system? They're fighting hard. While everybody in the retail is giving up, the legacy system is fighting hard. They're accumulating, okay, or suppressing, while they are making sure that they have a cadre, an army of researchers that are paid and highly intelligent. They're well paid, by the way, looking for the proper catalyst to understand when to get in at the right time before anything goes parabolic, so they can scoop up all of the money. All they have to do is continue to suppress the price. That's all they have to do, and they can do this easily because they own everything. They own the news media that's going to fudge you out. They own the websites, or can pay the websites, right? Sponsorships and such, and under the table money to fudge you out. They can control everything and keep that price suppressed as long as they keep the fear in people's hearts. Also, they control the economies. They have so much money. They own the large business institutions. They own all of the real estate. I mean, they have their hands in everything. When you look at certain corporations and the umbrella corporations, not like subsidiaries. A lot of times we're seeing subsidiaries and they seem pretty big and powerful until you understand there's an umbrella corporation over them, sort of like everybody sees YouTube, but not everybody associates YouTube with Google. There's a lot of people that don't even know right now that YouTube is owned by Google. There's a lot of people that don't understand, even though you probably see it all over the place, that Facebook owns Instagram. They think Instagram is still its own entity, but I'm just laying that out as an example. So yes, this is just what Stellar wants to show you. Keep that in mind also. This is just what they wanted to place on their website. There could be a lot more, but they're not obligated to post anything, I don't believe. You know, they can post whatever they want. They can show you whatever they want. And if they want to keep something behind the curtain, they definitely can. And I believe that they are doing that. They're waiting until the time is right, so to speak. But yes, D-Transfer, make international business payments instantly. Whereas now it takes up to 30 days for some business to business cross-border payments to go through. Who doesn't want a piece of that if you're a business institution? Let's continue on here. Educating youth in North Africa. I told you, Africa's economy. So let's read a little bit more. educating youth in North Africa. Stellar education through videos, Zoom calls, and in-person sessions. Now, why would they want to do this? Because they understand that the African economies of all the different countries there are going to be exploding over the next 10 to 15 years. And there's going to be a lot of money coming out of there. You even have a company that was positioned to be the next Amazon. We'll see what happens over the next 10 years, building in Africa. Okay, so there's a lot going on in Africa. So they're trying to get to the youth, to condition the youth to accept blockchain, to understand blockchain, to want to utilize it, because the youth are going to grow up to be the future adults, the future lawmakers, the future builders on whatever protocol that they chose to accept when they were younger. This is how you build the future. This is how you take over the future by taking action now. So you have educating youth in North Africa. I told you before, Stellar wants Africa. They want Latin America. Algorand, same thing. Everyone's attacking on a multitude of levels. Why? They understand the money that is on the line. Why else would they be doing this? Okay, and they have more than one educational program that is being built on Stellar about Stellar. On this list, more than one. All right, so let's continue on here. Free voting platform. So you heard a lot about voting and such. We don't want to get too deep into that. But the fact that Stellar has this, it says voting service secured on Stellar blockchain to enable independent, immutable, and verifiable elections. They're going to get a lot of support for this. If whoever's building this does any advertising, they're going to get a lot of support, because there has been a lot of issues that people have with voting. All right. I'm just here to make money, but this is what they have on their website. So that's why I'm covering it. But this is major. People are going to trust this. They're going to want to use something like this, especially in the years coming up. Let's continue on here. So all of these levels are integral to society in the world as far as how it's growing. And what Stellar is doing is attaching itself to many important things that are going to be growing, which means what? Stellar itself is going to be growing exponentially. Let's move on to this next one. Home Tech by Sweetbox. It says it unites the world of blockchain with real estate market. How much money is in the real estate market? A lot of money, a lot of it. And here you have Home Tech is acting to unite the world of blockchain with the real estate market. You see what Proppy is doing. Real estate will be tokenized en masse. It's going to save them a lot of money. Why would they not take advantage of that? It's going to make them a lot of money. It's going to make everything that much easier to do in real estate. Okay. And so, yes, a lot of that real estate money is going to be flowing across blockchain. Here you have Stellar positioning itself to take a piece of that. XLM putting itself within range to take a piece of that. And this is not the only one. So there you have more roots being planted. I told you, listen, when the time is right, if everything continues to go according to plan, that price is going to take off unbelievably, and quickly, by the way. Most people are going to miss it. They'll be out by the time that happens. They definitely will. If you take a look at how things went right now, and this is not the big one. In this correction, look at how everyone behaved. They were filled with fear. I get it. I understand it, by the way. I completely understand it. Filled with fear. So many people are gone. They're gone. I said this before in a few videos back. There's people who absolutely quit the crypto sphere. They're done. At least that's what they claim. There's people who sold all their coins or most of their coins. And so now they have a few left and they've given up hope. But so by the time all of that happens, most of retail will have been devastated. And this is not the big correction, in my opinion. It's not. There are catalysts that could drive things lower. I prepared myself a long time ago, building cushions, taking precautions so that I didn't have to worry about any of this, and understanding what I hold in addition to that. But preparing for what was going to happen, what was going to need to happen before the new system is set up. Listen, I'm going to put it this way. An old house's foundation must be broken down first before you build a new house. Don't build that new house on an old foundation, rickety, and it's going to be unstable. Absolutely not. Tear that old foundation down. The old house has to be torn down completely. Clear that area out, then we build a new house. Do you understand where I'm going with this? Okay, so a lot of things have to be collapsed or have to be absolutely devastated. If not collapsed, it has to be devastated in order for the new to be built on top of it. All societies have done this. And it's not just in the physical, it's in their law systems, it's everywhere. They build on top of old civilizations. New systems are built upon the ashes of the old. Okay, so the big one has not happened yet. The big correction hasn't happened yet. And it will be devastating when that happens. If it happens, okay, because there's no guarantees, but if it happens, most people are going to sell everything or almost everything. They'll be out. They'll be out. There are catalysts that are coming. They're going to have to be dealt with. And if they don't go the right way, there's going to be massive corrections if it goes that way. Now, listen, albeit we might be able to just surpass them if certain things can get remedied. I don't want to put the certain catalysts out there just now, but you'll know. Trust me, you'll know long before they hit. But when that happens and so many retail are out of those banking coins, you're going to see accumulation like you've never seen before. Like you've never seen before. I've seen this happen before in other industries that I used to be a part of. They're going to buy up everything, everything. And they don't have to do it directly either. They can do it through many different entities and proxies that they're associated with. It doesn't have to be direct. They're going to buy everything in sight. And you're going to see those prices take off. And only after those prices are taken off will retail scramble. They will scramble to try to get in. But it'll be too late. Their gains will be minimal. Only the strongest, only the most hardcore, only the most war-tested lions will make it to the end. But if they make it to the end, generational wealth may be waiting there, may be waiting there. There's no guarantees. I'm not here for that. But generational wealth may be waiting for them. They may never have to work again. They may own that private beach. They may own that private jet, whatever it might be. They can buy land. They can buy whatever they want and make it wealth, not riches, not riches, not rich. Wealth, where your money is making money for you, where your investments are making money for you. Let's continue on here. Izakaya District, virtual reality social metaverse powered by Stellar blockchain. Metaverse. Do I need to say more? Virtual reality is coming. I just saw something about another PlayStation virtual reality goggles is coming out. Virtual reality is coming, and Metaverse has a lot of money and power. They're going to have a piece of this virtual reality world. They're going to be major, in my humble opinion. A lot of money is going to be made in that Metaverse, and virtual reality seems to be the way of the future. Stellar's taking a piece of that. They have their hands in all of the major cookie jars. I don't understand how people believe that they're not going to have a parabolic run or two or three, or see some healthy gains. I mean, look, nobody knows what the price is going to go to. It's pointless to try to really speculate. But yes, people who are holding a good amount of coins, they're going to see some healthy returns, in my humble opinion, not financial advice. Jackpot DApp is on here, and it's a global casino. Let me say that again. Global casino. You can't possibly think this is the only one on Stellar, but this is the one they wanted to put out there just to give you a sample of what type of entities are building on Stellar. This is just one. This is just who they wanted to show you. That's it. Tip of the iceberg, so to speak. And of course, a casino is not going to be able to utilize Stellar just yet because there's no regulatory clarity. We don't need a subpoena at our front door. Okay? We don't need a lawsuit to deal with. Let's wait until regulatory clarity. That's how businesses and large institutions and banks are going to think. We don't want a subpoena. Let's wait on it. They can wait because they know how much money they're going to make, how much money they're going to save. They understand that already, so they're patient. And they've taken their precautions. But a casino, you understand how much money flows through casinos? Online casinos? I know so many people that are addicted to online betting and staking and such. They're addicted to it. Can you imagine how much money might be flowing through a casino? But let's continue on. KTH or KT House, all right? real estate tokenization platform on Stellar. Sort of like Proppy. Real estate value is going to move across Stellar. Tell me that it's not going to make that price go up. What is that, 20 cents right now? What was it last year? Like 52 cents, 46 cents? You believe this is going to stay in any of those ranges if you have real estate value moving across Stellar? If you have casino money moving across Stellar? If you have commercial bank money moving across Stellar? If you have payroll moving across Stellar? Any part of those, any part, it doesn't matter. You believe that that price is going to stay at these ranges? Anyway, do you believe that the price is going to stay below $1? You believe that? Maybe you have very, very good reasons. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. What else is flowing across Stellar? Intrabank payments flowing across Stellar. You believe that the price is going to stay within these ranges? I'm just saying it so we can start building on what reality really is based on research. Now, if it doesn't go that way, sure, there are deus ex machinas that can come out of nowhere. Gods in the machine, so to speak. It was when, you have a movie or a play and there will be a character come out of nowhere and rearrange things in a certain way with this godlike power. So sure, things that are unfathomable could possibly happen, and maybe things don't go according to plan. But if they go according to plan, you mean to tell me with intrabank payments, real estate, casino money, P2P payments, all of these different things. Some of these industries, B2B, cross-border remittances, $75 trillion industry that's only going to grow exponentially. With all of this, you can't possibly believe that Stellar is going to stay within these ranges and that price is not going to go parabolic at some point, especially with regulatory clarity or mass adoption. It's all about patience and strength. You are going to be tested. You're being tested right now. You're going to be tested. I never expected this to be easy. It's not going to be easy. This is a fight. And the legacy system wants it all. And believe me, it is the legacy system that is suppressing the price, causing Bitcoin to be tethered to everybody, all of the cryptos, so that it drags it down every time Bitcoin goes down, right? Big money. Most of the large amounts of money that you call whales, they have a lot of connections to each other into large business institutions. And they have vested interest to do certain things when the right words come to them, asking them to do those certain things. It's in their best interest because they understand what's at stake. It's not about now. For them, it's not about now. It's about later. They're already rich, but what they're chasing is wealth. A lot of millionaires are rich, but they're not wealthy. They're rich, but they're not wealthy. Millionaires are chasing wealth. This is why I always said the things I used to say about millionaires don't want to be millionaires anymore. They want to be billionaires because it's a cushion. It's a cushion. You can lose millions. You can waste millions. And you can make bad investments with your millions. And your millions be gone. It'd be done for you. But they're chasing wealth. So that's why I used to say that. They're chasing wealth. And they understand that generational wealth can be had with these protocol like XRP, XLM, Cello, and they're willing to wait. They're willing to take the risk. And I understand a lot of people out there are suffering, so you may not be able to do those particular things. But I appreciate you here on the channel. Come back to the channel anyway. Even if you sell all your XLM, come back to the channel, just relax with me. We're gonna see this through. We're gonna see this through to the end. All right. So stick here with us, stick with me. And yes, look at all the things that Stellar has going on for it, being built on it. Think about that for a moment. I'm just a little bit more of a loose video. I'm kind of just going over these institutions and businesses building on Stellar, giving you my raw thoughts. Capilindo, an investment bank that helps SMEs issue STOs. An investment bank on Stellar. Let's continue on forward here. And some people might say, well, it's a small fish. I don't know what type of fish it is. Doesn't make a difference. It sets a precedent that can be used later to show others how it's done. Like, look, an investment bank is being built here. Maybe we can do it as well. That's what that means. That's what that means. It's a good indicator. Let's continue on here. Liquid mortgage, digital assets and payments platform for traditional debt markets. mortgage on Stellar. Can you imagine what's going to happen with regulatory clarity? Imagine that moving across Stellar blockchain. MintX, an issuer of tokenized gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. These days, you hear a lot of people talking about getting a piece of gold. Okay, having gold and having silver. Here you have someone trying to build this particular, or has built an issue, this MintX, an issuer of tokenized gold, silver, platinum, and palladium on Stellar. Let's continue on. Securrency, a platform for issuing compliant digital securities. We just covered an article, I believe I put that video out, about the SEC approving some company for digitizing securities or selling digitized securities. It was something like that. I believe I put that video out. And here you have Securrency, a platform on Stellar for issuing compliant digital securities. Listen, I can't tell people what to do. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here just to share with you what I found. I mean, we could keep going. There is so much happening on Stellar that the sky cannot be the limit. It can't. And everything looks great right now. And these prices, no matter what anyone says, unless you have absolutely no money, and you might not, or whatever you might stand to put in will be detrimental to you, that is okay. But for everyone else that has cash on the side or is doing very well, it's hard for me to say that Stellar at these prices is not an amazing buy. And I want to say again, it doesn't matter to me whether you buy or sell. You could sell everything. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. This is not going to matter. Banks and large institutions are going to make that price move. Going to make that price move. Guarantee you some of their people keeping that price down. In my opinion, guaranteed. Guaranteed. The ones you believe are whales that sell to bring the price down and they're selling a massive amount, I guarantee you they have connections. Connections, all right? This is a game. It's a game. It's the same way in business. Business is a game. It's about positioning yourself. A lot of times it's about who you know, what they can do, and using everything like chess pieces. They're playing chess while most people are playing checkers. And they are positioning their pieces very well. You don't know who's a pawn. And there, I believe, a lot of their pawns are who is suppressing the price. They know exactly what to do. And they know how to break your spirit as well. So they make the price go up a little bit. You see green and you want to get in. And it stays green for a little while. Then it goes red. And they cut a little bit off the top, breaking your spirit just a little bit more. Then it goes green again after a while. Everybody says, market's going bullish again. And you get in. Then it goes red. Oh, it's a game. It's a game. You have to play it carefully, meticulously. Sometimes you have to be ruthless. Do what you have to do. It's best for you, in my humble opinion. But anyway, now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? Until next time, let's get to the money.